Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and the US EU is now engaging into some kind of a negotiation or discussion into making use of the Russian assets to fund the Ukraine war. And it currently they don't dare to just use the profits generated from the frozen assets, or straight away just use the frozen assets money to fund Ukraine. So what they are now trying to do is to create a loan. They're going to loan Ukraine 50 billion, and they're going to use this 50 billion. How to repay this 50 billion? They're going to use the money, the profit generated from this frozen asset to pay for this 50 billion. However, even this idea have a lot of problem right now. So the Europeans say that one senior European diplomat said that what the Washington is proposing is the US take a loan, Europe take all the risks, Europe pay the interest, and US use the money for a US Ukraine fund. So this diplomat say that we might be stupid, but we are not that stupid. And so this is massive because for the first time, the European leaders admitted that they are stupid. So that's the big news. It's not about the 50 billion loan. No. I'm just joking. But it is also true. They might be stupid, but they are not that stupid. Why did you say that he's stupid? Okay, never mind. So anyway, yeah. So the Europeans are very angry with this US plan that Biden is currently going to sell to the G7. They argue that the Europeans will be on the hook to pay back the loan if anything goes wrong. And of course, everything is going to go wrong, is Wyatt's rule. Not it's always going to go wrong. So basically, the American companies will benefit from the most from the Ukraine reconstruction contracts that will flow from it. Clearly, 50 billion is not going to go into reconstruction because the money is going to go into Ukraine war. It's going to pay for all the weapons. And so Ukraine is already struggling to pay for its war effort. And the US is, of course, trying to scam the European allies into securing more cash for Kiev. And they are also now trying to do this thing quickly before the US election because they believe that Trump's re-election will basically halt Western support to Ukraine. As if the 50 billion is going to be enough for Ukraine to beat Russia. So the entire exercise is just stupid. They are just creating more risk and liabilities for themselves just because they think that Trump is going to stop the support of Ukraine. If Trump is going to stop the support of Ukraine, then this 50 billion is going to go down the drain for sure. You just go down the toilet bowl and you can flush it and then throw some toilet paper and flush it again. So there's more information about this thing. So they say that, so the details, this is how it works. So United States suggests that to give a 50 billion loan for Ukraine, then it would be paid back each year with profit generated from the immobilized Russian asset. So they both agree, but they disagree with who is going to be responsible and take the risk, who is going to pay back the loan, and especially if the Hungarians, which are pretty friendly with Russia, vetoes the prolongation of EU sanctions against Kremlin, which legally would have to renew every 6 months. And so if Hungary decided to veto the renewal of sanction on Russia, then they'll have to unfreeze these bank assets. Then if they unfreeze these bank assets, then how do you going to pay for the 50 billion loan? On top of that, there's also risk that the Russian assets are no longer profitable or earning money, or they might even have to pay back this interest or this money that the frozen assets have generated back to Russia in under a peace settlement, which 100% Putin is going to ask for it because it messes with the Europeans. For sure, Putin is going to want it. So the US now suggesting that the European countries bear the brunt of this financial risk by proposing that the countries should be liable in proportion to the amount of frozen Russian assets that they hold is clearly insane. Because I got a feeling that a lot of this money is held in Belgium, no, or Germany. Germany is pretty still alright, but it's even in a smaller country. Clearly, this is gonna kill the country. So it makes no sense. So anyway, this is gonna happen as they now gathering in Italy, to discuss. And these two guys have just suffered massive defeat over in the European Union election, and let's talk more about that. So let's go to Macron. So Macron has basically lost his election, in a way, the European election, and he immediately, before the final result is even out, he basically dissolved the parliament and called for a snap election, because he is already quite clear that based on the official exit poll, they are predicting that Marine Le Pen is going to win greatly. And so basically the right wing, so-called the right wing, the Le Pen's party, won the 32.4% vote. Basically is more than all the other parties in France, and including Macron's Renaissance campaigning under the Renew Europe banner. Clearly, I'm not sure what they're going to renew about Europe. Europe is already pretty old. That's the point of renewing, right? Yeah, but no, they are renewing in the bad way. So anyway, they achieved less than half of the RN's support. So RN is the National Rally, which is the Le Pen's party. They get lesser than this 32.4%, less than half of that. So Macron basically said that this is not a good result for the parties defending Europe. Therefore, he cannot act as if nothing has happened, and he decided to give the people the choice of parliamentary future again by voting. So he dissolved the National Assembly, and he will sign a decree convening the legislative elections. They will be held on the 30th of June, which is in 3 weeks time, and in July the 7th for the second. So firstly, I have to say that no, this is very admirable from Macron, because he don't have to do this, because this is going to just weaken him, especially if this result translate to the national elections. He's going to become a lame duck. Like, he's going to have no power within the country, and he's only have power over foreign policy and defense, and that's going to make him very weak, because economic policies and domestic policies is going to have a direct effect on defense and other foreign affairs and stuff. So, but it's very admirable that he believed in democracy. He believed that people should have the right to make a division, since they have made such a loud and a decisive signal that they disagree with Macron's leadership. And of course, Le Pen is very happy. She already immediately celebrated, which is always a bad sign, by saying that Macron should be punished in the snap election. So Le Pen accused Macron, saying that he is doing everything he can to increase the pressure that could lead to escalation in Ukraine. So and he said that war is serious. Ukrainian people are experiencing it, and we cannot use it to trap our opponents. I'm not sure the opponents referring to Russia or referring to the opposition or the European politics. Whatever it is, clearly Macron is not really having a lot of allies regarding his very hawkish stance, because his hawkish stance clearly is unnatural. If it's Boris Johnson, making all these things, we believe it. We can believe that if it's UK, taking this lead, talking about, we're going to send troops into Ukraine, it's believable. France, didn't Macron was like, trying to be the peace broker. He has been constantly calling Putin early in the war, but then he also sent weapons to Ukraine, which pisses Putin off, and then Putin decided not to talk to him. So Macron is kind of everywhere. When it comes to foreign policy, he is not here, not there, and that is a big problem. He's not consistent, and I think this is a major issue. It loses a lot of credibility in the eyes of foreign leaders and strategies and whatnot, because it makes Macron's words very unreliable. Like the things he say versus the things he do doesn't match. So clearly, when he said that, we're going to send French troops into Ukraine, no one in Europe believed him, and no one dared to take his lead because it's a trap. So that's what happened. So and immediately this snap election caused massive turmoil in French politics, because the Republicans, the Les Republicans leader Eric Ciotti, basically have announced. Republicans are the party of the De Gaulle. Say that they're going to ally with Le Pen, and this we're going to need we need to have an alliance while remaining ourselves, an alliance with the RN and these candidates, and Le Pen is very happy, of course. Say that it's a courageous choice and a sense of responsibility, as if that Le Pen is already very clear that she's going to win the election. Overconfidence is always a bad sign, like I said, and immediately though triggered internal conflict in the party, and the LR, the Republicans Speaker of the Upper House Senate, Gerard Larcher, I think I definitely slaughtered his name, said that he will never swallow an agreement with the Le Pen's party. And another senior figure, Xavier Bertrand, basically was a Sarkozy minister, also asked for this leader to be excluded from the party, accusing him of betrayal for collaborating with the far right. So it's very, and then another interior minister also denounced this, saying that this is a dishonor to the Gaullist family. So it basically Macron is causing a lot of chaos within France politically right now. So what happened in the rest of EU? There's a lot of headlines all over the place. It's very messy because so many countries are involved, and of course most of them, no matter how big the headline is domestically, is pretty pointless, because they are non-players in the EU politics, and they are very not important in the grand scheme of geopolitics. But I want to still cover this one. Clare Daly, it seems like a darling for some of these DPA supporters. She's out. She lost her seat after the 17th count, and she's gone. And she's pissed off, and she don't want to speak to the media. And one of the reasons is because the media never wanted to speak with her. She when RTE approaches her, she said that you have no interest in talking to me for 5 years, so I have no interest in talking to you. But clearly, because she lost, she have no interest to talk to anyone. And it's very interesting also is that the STMP, the South China Morning Post, wrote that she is one of the most staunch defender of China. I wasn't aware of that. So anyway, because I don't really follow European politics, it's a waste of time. But she basically was affiliated or somehow seen to be a staunch defender of China, and basically eventually lost his place. So she pulled poorly ahead of the election and did not able to gain enough vote transfer. A very complicated election system in Ireland. I don't understand it, so not important. And then finally, there is a four winners, and the four winners are from the Fianna Fáil. I don't know why is it called Fail. And then the Fine Gael, Sinn Féin, and the Labours. So each of these parties have one of these candidates become an MEP. So they are celebrating because free food, nice drinks, a lot of wines, epic parties, and so that's why they are celebrating. So Germany, of course, also have a lot of chaos in this EU election. The AfD, basically the so-called, they call them the radical left. Sorry, the far right alternative for Germany, basically climbed from 4.9% to 15.9%, and another even smaller party, an anti-war party, the Wagensnecht. I don't know how to pronounce that. Wagensnecht. So the won 6.2%, and basically in combined is you are talking about like a 20% of the votes, and these are all pretty anti-Ukraine war. They really don't want support the Ukraine war, and Germany has basically going and basically ejected the Greens, which is the most hawkish party. It's like somehow going to war with Russia save the planet. Because Green, my understanding of Green is always more about the environmental thingy. Going green, don't use gas and oil. Maybe that's the reason they want to destroy Russia, because Russia sells oil. Whatever that's supposed to do, So basically, that makes no logic to me. Why the Greens is the most war trigger friendly. So their 11.9% vote has dropped by half. So the Germany is getting more and more anti-war. But of course, this is just the European election. This is not domestic. I don't think this is going to change much in terms of government policy, because these guys going to vote in the European Parliament. They're not going to change the policy within Germany itself. So I don't think it's going to change much. It's just signal, it's a canary in the mine, and the canary is now dead. So another place is Greece. The Greece Prime Minister basically hints of reshuffling of his cabinet after disappointing result for his Conservative Party. And but he said that he will not do a snap election like Macron because he's not stupid. And the Greens, generally the Greens are the biggest loser in this EU election, because they lost 18 seats. So for those that are not familiar with the EU parliamentary system, or the EU politics, which is like me, I also an idiot about this. Basically, the Greens-EFA basically is like a political party or political alliance across countries. So all these Green affiliates, they join this group, from different countries, and to form like a group to vote in the parliament, the EU parliament, which is pretty much cosplaying, not very important, but whatever it is, they lost 18 seats. And so 5 years ago, the previous election, it was supposedly a green wave. And so the Greens become the second largest party in Germany, third largest in France, and now they lost a quarter of their seats. So they still make gains in Netherlands and Sweden, because these countries, live in a different universe. So basically they dropped. So the France vote share, the EELV, dropped from 13 to 5%. And the chancellor, the Olaf Scholz, just now the German chancellor, dropped from 20.5% to 12%, the German Greens. So basically everything is going to shit. And I feel like this green agenda is now under threat, and that's what a lot of the articles are writing, saying that all this good progress by Europe to go green, go renewable is now under threat because people are stupid, because people wanted cheaper food. They want to don't have war, have a cheaper pricing. Yeah, a lot of this nonsensical thing. Clearly, renewable energy is not a priority in a normal person's life. If you're gonna pay so much for energy and your everything is inflating, then who cares if your if your powers come from diesel, coal, nuclear power, or no turbines. The most important thing is that you are able to afford it. So if you cannot afford it, what's the point? So that's the main thing. But not all these major players are all losers. Meloni, the Italian prime minister, is the only one in the major economies or the major countries that is winning. The only winner in the G7. So the Giorgia Meloni, this pretty girl over here, has won 28.9% of the country's vote in the election, and so she did very well, and basically has expanded his vote share. Basically, she walked onto the stage and said that no more so tonight than 2 years ago, because back then we were only a hope. This time they voted for us for who we are. So very, very strong words, very, very confident, and I think very inspiring words as well. So they can now say that they are the strongest government in the G7, and so she can also now become more confident about the leadership of his coalition, and his right-wing party is growing in support. So guaranteeing her position of leadership. So and is arguably even more powerful than what Berlusconi has enjoyed. So Meloni has basically played her cards very, very well. So very, very interesting. Despite I was very appalled by her immediate turn of direction when she become elected. But let's see. Like I mentioned in the previous report, Italy does face some serious issue because of some of these COVID era policies that is creating this never-ending debt that they are facing. So yeah, and immediately there is already some issues in EU. EU is about to go into a trade war with China, and Germany last minute quickly tried to calm it down. So Ursula von der Leyen, the leader of the EU, basically was is going to make a decision soon regarding the tariff on electric vehicles from China. So currently the EU charged 10% tariff on all car imports, but China charges 15%. So what Germany is trying to hoping to do is at least reduce this tariff hike to just 15%. However, on France side, France is very determined to raise it much higher. So two choice is now seen as kowtowing to Beijing, and the economic minister is expected to head to China for further damage control mission. Very interesting. So Germany, instead of becoming kowtowing to the Russians, they prefer to kowtow to the Chinese, which makes zero sense. It just makes no sense. So why the hell I don't know how Germany deal with your foreign policies or doing your grand strategies, but this is like terrible politics, whatever. So according to a senior research fellow at the Jacques Delors Institute in Paris, they calculated that they need to do this tariff around 20 to 30%, then it will allow the European manufacturers to have some breathing space to accelerate their investment in the sector and maintain their market share in Europe. So this tariff seems to be for a long time coming, and it looks like this tariff is unavoidable. It's going to come. Germany is just trying to protect their foreign policies. Remember, I believe I reported as well, just not too long ago, Germany basically had a full big delegation going to China to please China, I think. Do I have that here? Maybe not. So, which makes no sense in my opinion. Do I have the economics one? No, I don't think I have it here. Yeah, so I don't think I have it on this screen here. So basically, I did report on this, that Germany was sent a big delegation to China to make some trade deals and whatnot. But I did mention that China is a direct competitor to Germany. They are both manufacturing powers, so that makes no sense. So yeah, if you're German, good luck to you. Hopefully, you guys still have some industry left when all this shit goes down, like the end of Ukraine war, maybe re-establish our relationship with Russia, and then hopefully you still have some industry to build on, because whatever is happening is really quite stupid. So, and finally, after all this very heavy news and heavy stuff, let's go into something lighter. So, some good news for you Europeans. The UK and the Schengen nations make millions of dollars off rejected visas. Good news, right? You earn a lot of money. So, according to EU Observer, the EU governments have racked in $130 million, or 109.76 million pounds per year, just rejecting visa applications from Africa and Asia, bearing 90% of the cost. So 90% of these 130 millions is from Africa and Asia, and basically just by rejecting these people applying for visa, you guys earn money. That's amazing. That's so smart. So according to Lago Collective, which this article was focusing on, the Pakistani, 5.3 million pounds was spent on rejected UK visa applications, and 3.34 million euros was also lost to the Europeans through rejected Schengen applications during the same period of this research. Amazing. Wow, I never thought that this can be a money maker thing. So according to the Lego Collective, the guy, this compiler of this research, said that the world's poor pay the price for this visa inequality. You can think of the cost of rejected visa as reverse remittances, money flowing from poor to rich countries, she added, which is an interesting idea. Don't go to Europe or UK. Nobody asked you to go, right? So cannot blame the Europeans, right? So it's like nobody asked you to go. So if you decided to go, you apply. That's your you want to donate some money to the ailing European economy. You're doing something very helpful to the Europeans. So so you Europeans do press the like button to thank the Pakistanis and the Asians and the Africans for helping to pay off some of your debt. Anyway, thank you for watching. Do press the like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next update.